Congratulations, Joe Gibbs and the Washington Redskins.
There's no higher feeling in sports than right now than winning a Super Bowl.
Here he comes, Earnhardt. It's the Dale and Dale show as we come off of turn 4. You know who I'm pulling for. It's Dale Jarrett. Bring her at the inside, Dale. Don't let him get down there. He's going to make it. Dale Jarrett's going to win the Daytona 500. All right. Oh, look at Martha. Oh, dear. Oh, can you believe it? Way to go. Oh, hey. Man. Can you teach him to drive that race car?
Oh, you think she'll get out of the van, or you're going to go get her out, Ned?
Oh, that poor girl, she needs help.
Happy Valentine's Day, Mrs. Jarrett.
How many people get to participate in 2 Super Bowls? There he goes. He's won the Super Bowl of stock car racing, Joe Gibbs.
This is your 3rd title in 10 years. Do you feel fulfilled, or might this be enough?
I really, right now, I feel very humble, I guess, because I realize I get a lot of credit for a lot of things I really don't do. And the Lord's blessed me, like I said, with a great situation. And I'm just thankful for that and thankful for Him to let me do this.
If you are a football fan, most of your memories of Joe Gibbs and his career stem back to his time as head coach. Or in his time as coach in Washington, he won a staggering 3 Super Bowls in 10 seasons. Gibbs is currently one of only 4 people to ever win 3 Super Bowls as a head coach. Legends Bill Belichick, Chuck Noll, and Bill Walsh are the other 3 to achieve that feat. But all 3 of them won their championships with only one guy as quarterback. Joe Gibbs did it with 3. Joe Gibbs is the only person to win a Super Bowl with 3 different quarterbacks. And during his last title run in 1991, he was contemplating post-football life. Before he became head coach in Washington, he had a previous passion for motorsports, and he decided to look into NASCAR. He eventually established a team with Don Meredith, and set forth to compete in the 1992 Winston Cup Series season. They numbered their car 18, got Interstate Batteries as a sponsor, and hired second-generation star Dale Jarrett to be their driver. 1992 laid the groundwork for what the team could do in 1993, and with Gibbs officially retiring from head coach duties the year after, everyone's focus was on Daytona in February. On a beautiful day in Daytona, the 1993 Daytona 500 was about to be run. Young Kyle Petty sits on his first career Daytona 500 pole, with Joe Gibbs' 18 car Dale Jarrett to his outside. 3rd and 4th sit the dual winners of Jeff Gordon and Dale Earnhardt, both polar opposites in terms of experience. Gordon has bursted onto the scene, impressing all who have seen him, with Rick Hendrick touting him as the next franchise of the sport. Dale Earnhardt, meanwhile, is on attempt number 15 to try and win this race, and has led in the final 10 laps of this event 3 of the last 4 seasons. The field rolls off, and as the pace car leads them around, Richard Petty positions himself in the flag stand. The King will wave the green flag on the first 500 he is not a part of since 1965, and the first time the 43 car hasn't raced since then as well. Instead, his 44 car of Rick Wilson will be in the field. The car renumbered as a celebratory retiring of Richard Petty's famed 43 car.
As they come down for the start of the 35th annual Daytona 500. We have a race.
As they run double file, Jeff Gordon on lap 1 in his 500 career takes it 3 wide into turn 3 to grab the head position. He leads the first lap of his first 500, but quickly is engulfed by the veterans. Dale Jarrett takes the point until Dick Trickle has an engine let go, bringing out the first caution. The race restarts on lap 7, and Earnhardt eventually takes the point. Dale is trying to recover from an abysmal 1992, with new crew chief Andy Petrie on the box. During last season, it took Dale till April to even lead a lap, but in 1993, he leads lap 7 of the 500. They race hard from 3rd on back, and then suddenly, Jimmy Hensley blows a rear tire in the turn 1 and destroys his Jimmy Means 52 car. The 1992 Rookie of the Year at age 46 is out of the Daytona 500. Hensley was running replacement for Jimmy Means, who suffered injuries in a practice crash where one of his now 3 cars they wrecked during that Speed Weeks was lost. The race restarts again on lap 16, with back runners pitting under the caution. Down the backstretch, dicey moves are being made, and Kyle Petty takes rookie Jeff Gordon 3 wide for the lead. He gets him, but the lead is short-lived after 4 laps. Gordon mounts his own run back, and for a split second Hendrick is running 1-2-3 at the front. They are coordinating their runs together and helping one another, as Hendrick has figured out a way to get all team radios to talk on the same frequency. Eventually Schrader works past Gordon and leads his first laps of the race, but to break up the Hendrick armada is Dale Earnhardt, who takes the lead back. He fights hard with the 3 Hendrick boys at the front, and the 4th Hendrick car is mired back from his teammates in the mid-pack. Al Unser Jr., the open-wheel star, is making his first attempt at the Great American Race in a Hendrick 46 car with Valvoline on the hood. Unser's car is uncharacteristic of a normal Valvoline scheme. Originally, his car was supposed to look like this, but crashed as primary in practice. Therefore, they had to revert to Ken Schrader's 25 Busch Clash car and quickly repaint the former Kodak scheme into a Valvoline-sponsored car. This made the unique combination of a green Valvoline car with black and orange numbers to cover up the previous green ones. With Waddell Wilson on the box, the reigning Indy 500 champ is running top 20 and impressing his father Al Unser Sr., who is also at the track. The field continues to separate little by little as the green flag run goes on. Earnhardt and Schrader swap the lead back and forth repeatedly until the first pit stops begin. A large flock of cars led by Earnhardt come down first, with the majority only taking 2 tires and fuel. The next lap, the majority who is left of the leaders pit, led by Jeffrey Bodine. After the cycle, Derek Cope has now found the front. Cope along with Gant are staying out after pitting on the most recent caution flag, giving them 15 extra laps of gas. Earnhardt and various others lead the pack that is pitted already, bearing down quickly on Cope and Gant. Cope leads for nearly 10 laps and pits, and after another 3 laps, Gant follows him down the pit lane. Earnhardt eventually reclaims his lead, with now Bobby Hillin Jr. chasing him. Hillin eventually takes the lead and continues to fight Earnhardt in his Junie Donlavey number 90. And through all of the cycle and racing, Ricky Rudd has found himself on jack stands in the garage. The car is leaking fluids, and the team needs to repair the wounded tide ride. Earnhardt, Schrader, and Hillin continue their dance at the front, but now Kawicki, who has also been running at the front of the pack, slows, and reports he is running on 7 cylinders. After 22 laps, Rudd heads back on track, as his teammates swap the lead back and forth with Earnhardt. 3 cars proving to become quite a handful on old tires, as he nearly bins it off of 4 in a remarkable set of car control. After 40 laps into this run, Irvin pits, with a reported cut-down tire. Kyle Petty finally takes the lead and claims the halfway bonus for leading at lap 100. Just before stops, Bill Elliott slows and comes in with smoke billowing from the car. It continues to get worse before finally it stops running. The team had been using an experimental oil system in the car, changing how the cooling worked. They decided to do this after the car was leaking oil profusely, which garnered its nickname the Valdez, named after the Exxon Valdez oil spill in 1989. It appears obvious though, the system failed. After the cycle again, Cope and Gant stay out with their varying strategy, but now Petty leads the pack, chasing them. Davey Allison has to pit once more with a flat tire and loses a lap. Dale Earnhardt and Kyle Petty have cycled 2 seconds ahead of brothers Jeffrey and Brett Bodine, and are continuing to pull away. Soon Irvin and Jarrett catch the Bodines, and try to draft together to catch the 2 leading cars. The feed gets easier when, with 80 to go, Kyle Petty pits, as the crew reports the second gas can malfunctioned and did not put any fuel in the car. Good friend Alan Kawicki lends his gas can to the crew to fill the car up, and then Kyle eventually takes off. Earnhardt is alone now and being chased down rapidly by the rest of the top 5. But before they can catch him, a caution comes out after 115 laps under green for a flying Sterling Marlin down the front stretch. He spun after Wally Dallenbach hit the wall in front of him and caused a checkup. The car overall for Marlin is fine, and he keeps going. The field bunches up in pits, resetting everybody onto the same cycle. The restart with 65 to go is led by Dale Jarrett and Dale Earnhardt. Jarrett's drafting partner all day, Ernie Irvin, is riding up there with them all. And Rusty Wallace has also found himself near the front, in possibly one of his best shots ever to win a 500. Crew Chief Buddy Parrott for Rusty Wallace says he is proud of the body shop guys for making such a beautiful car aerodynamically for him. Not too long later, caution comes out again for Rick Wilson and Bobby Hamilton, colliding into turn 3. It kills the STP car, and Richard Petty hustles back to the garage with Wilson to begin to oversee the repairs. Back on pit lane, Jeffrey Bodine is pitting with overheating issues. The team quickly diagnoses the issues and sends him back out. With just barely 50 to go, the race goes back green. The field seems a little bit more calm until
the number of cars that we've seen running up front, and the number of lead changes that we have had so far here today. It's just been, and there's trouble on the backstretch.
It's Ernie Irvin's car that's slapped into the wall.
Irvin's car is killed. He was back in the pack after a strategy call to top off his car to ensure he would be safe on fuel. Now an overcorrect has critically damaged the 4 car, as he tries to take it down the pit lane and the steering fails and he smashes into the pit wall once more. He gets out infuriated and walks to the hauler. With 46 to go on the restart and everybody good on gas, the race goes back green. Various mid-packers and lead lap cars stayed out, stacking up the fast cars behind them and creating the tightest racing of the day. Derek Cope for Cale Yarbo's team is leading. Daring moves continue to be made left and right, with Earnhardt moving up to the top around Little Al through 3 and 4. He slots back in line but catches Al's rear bumper, and then...
Inside, there is trouble.
Bobby Hillin and Unser get together, sliding through the grass in the infield. Unser's car back on the track. He gets it back down again.
Kyle Petty is going to stop it.
And Kyle Petty gets collected.
3 cars are out of it. Hillin with the worst damage rests next to the pole sitter Kyle Petty, and Petty gets out and makes a comment at Hillin in regard to him not holding the brake down. Hillin, knowing he lost his brakes, goes to express to Kyle that why he slid back down onto the track. Kyle and Hillin jaw back and forth, with Kyle expressing that he doesn't want to talk to anyone. He goes straight to his hauler and refuses to talk to media, stating that he doesn't want to say the wrong thing. Kyle continues the trend of pole sitter wrecking out of the 500 now for 4 consecutive years, and his 500 dreams have come to an end. The race restarts with 37 to go, and Cope still leads. The field is still tight behind the slower cars, and with 35 to go, they go 3 wide for the lead, and Hutch Strickland finds the front. Earnhardt soon fires up the gut 3 wide as the intensity keeps ratcheting up. Rusty Walsh drives to the top side to make a pass, and now Michael Waltrip and Dale Earnhardt hook up to make moves together. Strickland still defends, and as they tighten up off of turn 2,
down the inside, he's putting him up into 3rd place. A while ago, we saw Jarrett and Earnhardt were capable of pull away a little bit. They're trying to break again.
Trouble behind Rusty Wallace is turning over.
Rusty Wallace 20 feet in the air, spinning, crashing.
Well, I'll tell you, when they're running that close together and jockeying around position, you just know that things like this are going to happen. And a very unfortunate situation for Rusty Wallace
Racing
here.
back to the line.
To the flag as Dale Jarrett moves around the Hutch Strickland car.
Rusty Wallace goes vertical on his 2 car, as the muddy grass rips his car apart and throws it 15 feet into the air. They race back to the line, and Earnhardt gets the lead with Dale Jarrett behind him. And Wallace takes his helmet off and states that he's alright after the vicious crash down the backstretch. The crash started when Cope got a piece of Waltrip and turned him down into the rear end of Rusty Wallace, causing him to weight shift into a flip. The air grabbed the car and twirled it violently through the air, sucking the windshield out of it and smashing it to the wall. It flew right past Jeffrey Bodine, who it nearly took out the onboard camera of. Jeff Gordon narrowly escaped the crash, and after cleanup, the field goes back green, with Earnhardt leading at 27 to go. Strickland is pressuring Earnhardt, and now Sterling Marlin, who was the first car to go airborne, vies for the 4th place position. Gordon makes a move toward the front with 25 to go, and now Jarrett files Strickland back. Dale Earnhardt is now fully out front with rookie Jeff Gordon behind him, and 50-year-old Morgan Shepherd is planted in 3rd and trying to redeem his near 500 victory from a year ago. Gordon rides contently behind Earnhardt, following him like a lost dog, learning and experiencing the closing laps of the 500 for the first time. Joe Gibbs is also experiencing the intensity of the closing laps for the first time as a car owner, as he cheers on from the pits. Dale Jarrett begins to set up his moves to try and win his first 500. The broadcast cuts to shots of Dale Jarrett's mother Martha, who sits in the RV in the infield. A cameraman has perched himself to be out of view of her, making her unknowing of being on live TV. He's able to get the shot of her by filming her reflection from the side mirror of the RV, zooming in and holding incredibly still on the small reflection. Dale Jarrett is up to 3rd now. With 15 to go, Gordon pushes Earnhardt ahead with a car that has a damaged air dam from an earlier incident on pit road. But Jeff Bodine and Dale Jarrett draft back up. They bunch up now with 10 to go. For the 4th time now in 5 years, Earnhardt has led in the final 10 laps. Can attempt number 15 finally clinch success? If so, it will tie him all-time in career victories with Lee Petty at 54, the inaugural winner of the event. 8 to go, and the top 5 now have drafted away from the field. Jarrett has ventured up to the top lane in 3 and 4, scouting out potential areas to make passes. He discovers his car can run high and low, and decides to keep running the high groove. With 6 to go, Earnhardt's rear end starts sliding, as again the worn tires attack the handling on his car. With 4 to go, Jarrett tucks right under Gordon's bumper and tries to push him and Earnhardt away from Bodine, so he has space to make a move. It fails, however, and Jarrett now has to make his move quick. Earnhardt slides off of 4 again, and this slows Gordon, who burps the gas for the loose Earnhardt, and Jarrett gets a run off of turn 4 on the high side. He doesn't lift, and he gets Gordon on the top groove coming to 2 to go. 5 miles left, and the Dales are going to go at it for the win. Earnhardt heads in the 3 and covers the top groove, the place that Jarrett's been running the last 7 laps. He thinks he's taking away Jarrett's preferred line, but Jarrett, knowing his car handles well on the bottom, dives under the 3 car through 3 and 4. He comes off and they touch coming to the white flag, and from there, history is made.
Lap to go. Earnhardt coming back on the outside. Bodine gets into it. Strickland gets into it. This is the finish.
Did we say 5 cars had a shot at it? Get ready, because it's coming to the wire. There's Jarrett in front.
Jarrett pulling back in front. Bodine comes down to the inside. Jeff Bodine, the 86 champion, trying to find some room.
Come on, Dale. Go, baby, go. All right, come on. I know he's got it to the floorboard. He can't do any more. Come on, take him to the inside. Don't let him get on the inside of you coming around this turn. Here he comes, Earnhardt. It's the Dale and Dale show. It's become off of turn 4. You know who I'm pulling for. It's Dale Jarrett. Bring her to the inside, Dale. Don't let him get down there. He's going to make it. Dale Jarrett's going to win the Daytona 500. All right. Oh, look at Martha. Oh, dear. Oh, can you believe it?
Dale Jarrett wins the 1993 Daytona 500 for Joe Gibbs, landmarking the team's first victory in Cup. Jarrett would go on to win 2 more 500s after leaving Gibbs in 1994, and win the championship in 1999. Joe Gibbs, meanwhile, while they would dominate the sport for the next 30 years, it would take them 23 years to win another 500 again, when Denny Hamlin won by about 4 inches over Martin Truex Jr. in 2016.
I had a run. We got a headset here for you to talk to your dad. Here you go. Take it away, Ned.
Super job there, Dale. I tell you, I'm really proud of you. You did just exactly what you had to do, like I told you, right?
That's right, exactly like you told me all along, Dad. Thanks for everything. I appreciate it. This is a great day.
Well, I tell you, your mama was watching, and you can't believe the way she broke down when this race was over. Of course, we had to expect that. Proud of you, son.
You came so close back, I believe it was in '63 when you ran out of fuel. I thought we'd get this one for the whole family.
All right, you did great for us.
Thanks.